All right, welcome back to Black Lodge Trivia Night. This is Art, and once again, obviously, we are continuing our journey through the Lord of the Rings Online book quests. Last time was a bit of an extended session. It was Volume 3, Book 6, but it wasn't like an extended session the way Book 4 was like a bad extended session. Book 6, the last one was like over 7 hours long, I think, and it's just simply because I wanted to spend the time to do a bunch of side quests. And then I also realized that there's not enough time in my life left to go that deep probably on every single session, but it was fun to get into it. It was fun to explore around the Gap of Rohan or whatever that area was. I did do a little math. One thing I mentioned was I was trying to calculate how many hours I've spent in Lord of the Rings Online, and at one point I threw around the ridiculous number of 1,800 hours, and I was like, maybe it's more like 300, 400, or 500 hours. So I checked, and the actual answer is 1,348 hours. So the 1,800 is still way high, but it wasn't like the ridiculous number that I thought it was going in. Turns out the warden that's my main had more time on it than I realized. It was 24 days, 18 hours, where here I'm only on 6 days, 15 hours, and I'm almost the same level. Another main, the very first one I played, I think I mentioned, was a champion. That was 15 days, 20 hours. And I've spent 8.5 days playing my rogue, my thief, whatever it's called. So yeah, in the end, when I added up every single class across a couple of servers, came to 1,348 hours, which is 56 days and change. So not insignificant. Do I start questioning things? Probably not. It's always been fun. So, I can't sit here and what am I gonna do? Spend it with my kids? Come on, please. All right. So anyway, yeah. Book 7, Chapter 1. We had just spoken to Galadriel. She just healed Nona and told me, I think, that we can meet up with Nona and show her around Lothlorien. She's been sort of welcomed in. She doesn't have to be kept at arm's length anymore. So, yeah, I just have to find that ladder. Oh, all right.
They tell me I was close to death. I remember very little of it.
I remember a creeping shadow and a chill as cold as ice, and her eyes narrow. The men of that town would not heal me unless I gave them my sword. But you spoke against it, and so did that man. What was his name? Horn? I should thank him for that kindness, even though he is one of those horse folk, and we should not trust him too far. The Lady of the Elf Woods told me I could see her city before we departed if I were well enough. I tell you I am. This place is a marvel, though my own people would not wish to live here. Bring me to some of the notable locations of this city, Black Lodge. We have some time before we must depart, do we not? Alright, so talk to Brian, talk to Luidros, and talk to Anglamel. So I'm going to assume they're going to be down below, yeah. Alright, let's head down. Just going to say it, the starting location in World of Warcraft for the Dark Elves can't hold Lothlorien's jock. Beef. Alright, let's see if this is one of the people. Or is this just random? Nope, that's one of the people. Yeah, I was just reading an article today.
This is a place of quiet contemplation.
This is, Kelurin, the White Fountain of Caras Galadon. It is a place for quiet contemplation where the elves of Lorien are free to enjoy the sound of the water in the pool and the feel of the soft breezes on the skin. Lorien looks at Nona dismissively, and you can tell that despite Galadriel's words, not every elf is pleased to have the Dunlending girl within the borders of Lorien. Others can admire the fountain as well, of course. Lorien finishes with a sniff. See what I did there? I sniffed. acting. Okay, so some of the elves are still dicks. Nona admires the delicate carving of the swan fountain. Yeah, anyway, so I was reading an article that was talking about, it had sort of like that, and I don't want to say it was a clickbaity headline, but the headline was, "Are all processed foods truly bad?" Because, you've probably been hearing a lot of, I don't know, just a lot of stories I come across that talk about how, like, yeah, there's actually no good amount of processed food you can eat. And they were trying to make the argument that, no, actually, that's not true. There's one that is good. And the one that they were throwing out there was basically plant-based meat substitutes. Like Impossible Burger kind of stuff. And one of the stats they threw around there, which, again, it's not like I'm going to go independently verify these things. I'm not going to go become like a self-appointed internet sleuth. Reddit diving bullshit. But they said, like, getting off of meat, like really switching, and I mean like really switching to plant-based meat substitutes, could reduce greenhouse gases by like 96 or 97% or something. It was kind of crazy. And I mean, I'm assuming that also means at some point, like you don't do chicken, you don't do pigs. It's just, maybe that's why the number was getting so high, but it was shocking. Like, and then like land use was also like reduced by almost an equal percentage compared to the same amount in like livestock meat. So, I don't know. I mean, I've tried some of the stuff like the plant-based sausage and burgers.
We see so few visitors to Karas Galathon.
I'm sorry, we see so few visitors to Kalas Galadon that our hospitality is perhaps not what it should be. It must seem a very confusing place with the flats built on multiple levels of the great Melurn, with winding stairs and bridges crossing the breezy gaps. Anglamel laughs in a delicate musical sound. You catch Nona's brief scowl at the airy tones, but Anglamel does not. I've heard it said that Karas Galadon is maze-like as the cities of the dwarves. But if this slander is true, at least our maze is above the ground, lit by the glow of the sun and cool glimmer of the stars. I would forgive any amount of confusion for those dual boons. Nona looks out into the void between flets and says nothing. I think that Nazgul may have killed a little bit of Nona inside, because... Come on. Alright, where are we headed to next? I'm assuming we're going to have to go back down. I'm looking at these paths on the map. I'm assuming those paths, let me get this out of the way, are at ground level. It's not like you can just run through the trees, but let's see how far we can get this way. But yeah, it was just, I've had like Impossible Burgers. I've had Impossible, like, maybe it wasn't literally that brand. You've discovered Tulane Bangad. I've had sausage burgers. I thought they were both fine, because I'm not going into it like, oh, this is, like The Matrix. This is the best goddamn steak I've ever eaten kind of thing. Like I just, I want it to be pretty good. Like a burger, I'm going to throw mustard. I'm going to throw ketchup on it. Maybe a touch of mayo. I'm going to throw relish. I'm going to throw onions, tomato, cheese. Feeling saucy. Avocado. I know bacon. I love bacon on a burger. It doesn't solve the problem, but I get it. And yeah, like ground beef burger, they're good. Like a really good burger is amazing, but I don't know. So is not having 120 degree average temperatures outside? I don't know. It's, yeah, I was just surprised at those numbers. And again, this was just one article, and, I'm not going to sit there and say, well, how are they measuring? How are they, like, at some point, like, it's like, look, man, like, I'm absolutely not qualified to explore the means of how these numbers were discovered. So like if we get into that kind of dick measuring, when you like look at something, you're like, okay, I mean, you're going to spend the rest of your life like getting into that kind of thing. Like, you know, in some ways I feel like I don't know, they call it like the death of expertise. Sometimes I think it's not quite so much the death of expertise as more like the rise of completely inflated self-confidence, self-expertise, if you know what I mean. Like, the reason why like we don't trust experts is because you're like, I did my own research. I think I've got a grip on this, and you're like, you might not, man. You know, or it's like, you know, like, how do they arrive at these numbers? And it's like, well, you know what? The way they arrive at these numbers are probably that you disagree with are probably in similar fashion to how they arrive at the numbers you agree with. So why don't you just sort of stipulate that, you know, they have ways to arrive at numbers that, you know, have a little bit of tried and tested behind them.
The malon trees of Lothlorien are the mightiest to be found anywhere.
The Maloran trees of Lothlorien are the mightiest to be found anywhere in these, the waning years of Middle-earth. Oh, they left that part out. It was once not so, but the passage of time and the spreading of darkness has caused much that was once great to wither and diminish. So it would be with the elves, were we to stay. Already we have stayed too long. Luidros looks sideways at Nona, but she seems not to notice. It will soon be the time of man, and who can say how that race will deal with the challenges that lie ahead. If it's anything like real Earth, poorly. We do not seem to be equipped to handle significant problems anymore. These Melurns support the Tulane Galadrim, the flets on which much of the work in our city is done. Without them, little could be accomplished. I hope the same will not be said of the elves when we have departed. Nona observes the mighty Melurn trees, but says nothing. Talk to Galadriel in her garden? Okay. Anyway, that's like, you know, like a nonsense rant to kick things off. Doesn't really matter. The point is that, yeah, I've had, like, you know, if I'm making like, you know, we have a store here in the town I live in that supplies pasta, say, to, I believe, to like restaurants and caterers and things like that, but they'll sell it to you. It's not like they have like a classic storefront, but you're free to walk in and, you know, and buy some stuff out of their freezer or out of their fridge that they just made. And yeah, my kids, I mean, I will say I love it too. Like, I think the place is great. You know, for my son, get ravioli, cheese ravioli, spinach ravioli. Both are excellent. Daughter, she's down with like the tortellini. I've had stuff. Like, none of this matters. The point is that, like, if I get some of that and I, you know, make some up and I want a little like sausage to go with it, you know, like the Impossible sausages or whatever the brand is that I had, you know, sort of like the sweet Italian plant-based. My fear is that I've overshot. I don't know if I can hook around and go down to the... I think I overshot. It's perfectly fine. It tastes... It's a perfectly good substitute for, you know, eating it with like some of that marinara, things like that. It's good stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to get to this garden, and I don't know if the answer is up to where I was going and then back down. Like, I can't ping, but like, is like that an entrance to the garden if I hook around? Or is there an entrance down here and I can't tell? And like I said, the burgers, I'm happy to, like, I'll throw everything on that thing. So it's not that I, like, oh, you'll never be able to tell, like, you can tell the difference, but, Honestly, who cares on some level? Gambling every once in a while is like a treat, but for most of the time, I would be perfectly fine. Now, the problem is that I don't know if I can convince... Yeah, I think I had to hook around. I don't know if I can convince my family. They don't put as much on their burgers, so the difference in flavor and texture might be a little more pronounced. I think my wife was like, yeah, it's okay, but it's not as good. I'm like, no, it sounds good. Don't get me wrong. You've discovered Galadriel's garden, which I've been here before, but I guess it was only in instances. But is it good enough? And I know there's some debate if it's actually is healthier, because there's something about it that causes anyway, I don't know. See what Galadriel has to say.
I hope you enjoyed your respite.
It brings me sadness to tell you it must be ended. Okay. I spoke to you once about of the danger that awaited our mutual friends on their road. Their circumstances are hidden to me, but I have seen enough in my mirror to worry. Those few of the wise who know of their errand have known a simple truth since they departed. As they move further south, they move closer to a point of decision they can delay but not avoid. They cannot leave the great river without making this decision. Do they continue south and east to Mordor, or do they pass through the cities of men and thereby take a longer road to the fire? The ring-bearer must go to Mordor, but who will choose to go with him? I fear for the company. Peer into my mirror and see if the visions for you are as troubling as they are for Galadriel. Again, power move, referring to yourself in third person. Alright, we're going to be a level 77 Frodo Baggins.
We always knew that the Company of the Ring would face the difficult decision of what road to take. We simply did not know how soon.
Oh man, how do I... Sorry, I gotta look up. How to load UI LOTRO. Okay, let me see UI. Let's see if this works. Did I do it right? I don't think I did. Hold on a second. Okay, no, I didn't even come close. Okay, so you type UI layout load. There we go. I'm gonna get that one of these times. Okay, so here we are. We are in the Fellowship. We've got Speed of Worry, Quick Sting, okay. Stone Throw, and then put on the ring. And where are we? I mean, obviously there's the statues I was talking about at one point, like the statues on the river. Well, Frodo, the choice is upon us at last. In Rivendell, you were appointed the bearer of a great burden, and this company has escorted you through the wilderness, beneath the mountains, and along the great river. All of us have done so in friendship and with an understanding of the errand's great need. But now the path splits. Boromir has said from the beginning that his road leads to Minas Tirith and the war against the shadow that must surely be coming. But that way is not the way to the fire, and it is to the fire that your burden must be carried. What is the fate of this company? Do we go to Boromir City, to Minas Tirith, or do we cross the river and make for the land of shadow? What should we do? Does no one wish to speak? Well, Frodo, you are the bearer and you must choose your own way. I cannot advise you in this. What is your decision, Frodo? You need time to decide. I understand, it's no easy decision. None of these have been easy decisions. If only Gandalf were here. I have tried to play his part as best I can, but I am not he, and the ways of wisdom are shut to me. I am sorry I cannot help you with this decision, Frodo, but it is yours to make, and I do not want to sway your mind one way or the other. You shall have an hour, Frodo, and we will leave you alone to decide. We will stay here, and you may walk as you will, but do not stray out of call. There are orcs about. Walk northwest of Parth Galen, so you may be alone with your thoughts. Okay, it's this way. Thoughts of Elrond rise unbidden in your mind. So you want to know something? I don't know if I've ever played a Hobbit. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played a Hobbit. I mean, maybe in instances, but I'm trying to remember. Yeah, when was the last time? I don't know if I don't know. Did I ever try a minstrel? There's a part of me that wants to say I did, but then when I was checking my hours played, I could not find it, so I don't know. The ring you bear is the one, the ruling ring sought by Sauron above all else. The evil he could work with would be incurable. It must be destroyed. There are those who use the ring and not destroy it. The temptation to use the ring, even for good, is overwhelming. That is its power and its danger. The road to the fire is dangerous, but it is the only choice we can risk. Walk further west so you may be alone in your thoughts. Alright, let's see which way they want us to go. Okay, so we're looking, they say west. Nothing's actually on the map. I'll just shoot straight west and see what, maybe it's following this road. Thoughts of Galadriel rise unbidden in your mind. Some rings there are that Sauron never touched, and they were not used for evil. They were used for growth and prosperity, and much beauty was wrought with these. The 3 elven rings belong to this worthwhile group. You remember the look of sadness on Galadriel's beautiful face when she spoke of this in Lothlorien. If you fail in your quest, Frodo Baggins, the workings of the 3 will be laid bare before Sauron, and he will control all. But if you should succeed, even then there will be little happiness for elves. We will diminish, and all that was wrought with the 3 shall fade. No choice is free from sadness for my people, Frodo. But Galadriel of Lorien would have happen what should happen. Even should it mean all her good works in this Middle-earth disappear and are forgotten. Goodbye, Frodo. Climb the stairs to the southeast so you may be alone in your thoughts. Thoughts of Gandalf rise unbidden in your mind. Few know the inner strength of hobbits as I do, Frodo Baggins. Many, even among the wise, would think this task too much for you. But I've seen the bravery of a Baggins when put to the test, and I know you will do what you must. The memory of Gandalf's warm smile fills you with a deep regret. Yes, there is sadness on any difficult road. You must prepare for more if you are to face what must lie ahead. Your friends are dear to you, but you must be prepared for this truth, Frodo Baggins. Some of them may not return from this quest. If that is why you delay, the quest is already lost. You must decide, Frodo. Thoughts of Bilbo rise unbidden in your mind. Consider the thoughts of Bilbo. Oh, Frodo, my lad, what have we gotten ourselves into? Trouble and bother. Your memory of the old hobbit makes you smile in spite of yourself, and you realize how badly you miss him. Something has to be done, Frodo. All these important people with their endless meetings and councils weighing important matters, when all it needs is the application of some good hobbit sense. You at least need to go to Mordor. As long as you have the ring, it's your burden to bear, as it was mine. Man, this guy's taken off. Merry and Pippin and Sam, they would be fine. The others would watch out for them. If you bear the ring away, as it is your task to do, our friends will be in less danger. It will not be easy, Frodo, my boy, but it would be for the best. As long as our friends accompany you, their lives are in danger. You don't want that. Best to go alone to Mordor. Aragorn and Boromir are strong men and they will take care of our friends. Gimli and Legolas will watch out for them as well. Sam will not understand, but in time he may forgive you. What did Elrond say in Rivendell? That it was perilous to study the arts of the enemy, as Saruman did? That must be because they can corrupt even the purest of hearts, no matter its intention at the outset. You feel a presence behind you. Oh. Frodo, there you are. I was worried about you. I know you said you wanted to be alone, Frodo, but you are simply too important to go wandering alone. If Aragorn is correct in his guess, it means the orcs have already crossed the river. They could be in the woods even now. May I stay and speak now that I have found you? Back at camp, everything is endless arguments about where we should go. But you and I could decide much easier. With two, it needs not be a tumult of voices. Yes, you hear the wisdom in it. I'm glad, Frodo. I had feared you would not wish to speak to me, but it lightens my heart to know that you respect the wisdom of Gondor. For Gondor is where the greatest strength of men can be found, and where the Dark Lord's gaze is most drawn. If you were to come to Minas Tirith with me, we could protect Gondor. What do you say, Frodo? No? Why do you resist the course of wisdom? These elves and wizards speak only of hiding and sneaking, and they would have us destroy the very thing we need to defeat Sauron? Why do you listen to them and not to me? It is my people who will pay the price for the failure of this foolhardy errand. My people will pay, not yours, hiding far away in some hidden dell where the enemy will never find them, even if he thinks to look. But he looks at Gondor, yes he does, and he will kill its people, and they will look to me and ask why I was not able to protect them. And I will say I had this chance and I let it slip away. I know it is a heavy burden for you, Frodo. You are so small and weak. What if the ring had come to a man, a strong man of Gondor? Perhaps you could lend me the ring, let me use it to save my people, and then I'll give it back. How can you say that? You have the very thing we need to defeat the Dark Lord, but you refuse to use it. You run knowingly to your death, and you bring with you the only hope we ever had of surviving this war. The ring should be mine. Give it to me. Give it to me, you foolish halfling. You have no right to it. If you will not give it to me, I will take it. I will take it by force. I think I need to do it. What? Where did you go? Cursed halfling. In desperation, you slip the ring on your finger. Escape from Boromir, Frodo, run atop the stairs to the east, to the summit of Amon whatever. Thoughts of Bilbo. Run, Frodo, up these steps. Thoughts of Elrond. Boromir may not be able to see you, Frodo, but other things might. Thoughts of Galadriel. Frodo, you do not know your danger. You have stumbled blindly to the summit of Amon Hen. Your heart is gripped with a sudden feeling of terror. You sense a malevolent presence searching. Sauron senses the ring.
Take it off, fool! Take it off! Take off the ring!
You manage to remove the ring. Now you know what you must do. The terror of your recent experience is still with you, but you conjure the kindly face of Gandalf from your memories to try and fight back the dread. You can almost hear his voice, as clearly as when he spoke to you thusly in the library at Rivendell. There are a great many dangers facing Middle-earth, Frodo, and your ring is responsible, even indirectly, for all of them. The orcs of the Misty Mountains stir, and Lorien is threatened with fire. The horsemen of the Rohan fight back the wolves of Isengard. Corsairs put to sea from Harad, and endless armies march from the east. The Mountains of Fire is aflame, and the Dark Lord's forces are in motion. There are men who stand against them, against him, men like Boromir, son of the Steward of Gondor and your companion. He and the men like him will fight for as long as they are able. But, when all is finished, it seems to me they will be simply men, and for how long can men stand against such evil? No, Frodo. I fear that when all is reckoned, it will come down to one hobbit. After all, and the strength he himself can bring to bear, perhaps that was always the way it was meant to be. You know what to do, Frodo. Okay, so it seems to be treating that as like sort of a restarting of the game, so let me just clean this stuff up that I usually do before I get going. I think that's it. There's no gold and silver boxes since...
This is one possibility among many. It is a troubling one, to be certain.
You tell Galadriel what you saw within her mirror, and a look of sadness crosses her face. The mirror shows many things, and not all of them come to pass. But this is one possibility among many, and it is a troubling one to be certain. So, okay, so is that mirror just like speculative fiction? The mirror, like, hey, this could happen, this couldn't happen. Like, I could riff as well. It's just like jazz, right? They may have need of your help. I want you to travel south along the river Anduin and to see what has befallen our mutual friends. None of the visions I have seen in the waters give me any hope that they have avoided the dangers into which they walk. If you can aid them in even the smallest way, it may be enough. Nona should go with you, if she still desires to do so. I have known her for just a short time, but I do not think she wishes for anything but to adventure with you. Let her be an aid to you on a dangerous road. Oh, 50,000? All right. So getting close to that 76. You know, when I was checking the numbers of like time played, My main warden is level 86. It's not 84. So we're 11, almost 10 levels out. And then, yeah, this will become my main.
You will need a guide to bring you to the Falls of Rauros.
But few of my people ever travel that far. No, do not, I gotta bump this up again. There's things that turned off when I loaded. No, do not shake your head in frustration. There is a guide who will suffice. His name is Corodan, and he is the elder brother of Sigilith. Galadriel smiles sadly. Yes, I see you remember our fierce champion. Without her twin knives and the skill with which she wielded them, the efforts of the Golden Host might have come to naught. Her death in the Battle of the Tower is cause for grief in all who knew her. You will find her brother is cut from similar cloth, but if Corodan shares her ability, he does not share her temperament. Find him on Talain Nedduil, on the eastern side of Caris Galadon, and tell him you need him as a guide along the Anduin. He is not called Riverwalker for naught. He is more familiar with the lands through which the Anduin flows than any elf in Lorien. So I think, I definitely have half a memory of Sigilith, and I think that was one of... see if it's on the list. I think that might have been one of these quests. Talk to Galadrim guard outside the gates and complete the paths. So I don't know if this will let me do it. Let me see if it, since I'm in. Or do I have to go back to the guards and get in? I think I have to go back to the guards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo that one just to have it off the map. But again, that was part of, saying goodbye to Volume 2. The epilogue was, moments like that at the time I couldn't get in. So I'm not sure. A little saddened to have missed that, but, I think this is stupid, but I think I like my other outfit better. I'm not usually like an outfit kind of guy, but not that. I think it was the first one. I like this one better. Although I did not successfully... Alright, let me try that again. Outfit 1. Wear the following outfit. There we go. It was fun to be a ranger, but... Alright, let's see where we're going. Okay. I guess it's going to be maybe hooking around and then back. Well, they might be up in the tree. Let's see. But I think... I was about to say, it looks like I was heading in the wrong direction, but I'm not 100% sure that's the case. Looks like no professional courtesy was extended there between wardens. I won't take it personally. Guess I'm gonna have to go up again.
The lady has spoken to me about this, and I would refuse her nothing.
But there's another reason I would help you. Corodan looks at you, his eyes shining with a curious look of gratitude. You were a friend to my sister Sigilith in Mirkwood. When the Hidden Guard and the Golden Host journeyed to the fastness of Dol Guldur, you fought alongside Sigilith. How many times did you save her life? Or she yours? I do not know, but I am certain it was more than once. I wish that the tides of fate had swept the two of you together during the final assault on the tower, rather than apart. For had the two of you been together on the stairs, perhaps she would have returned to Mirkwood, from Mirkwood. But it was not meant to be. That is the way of these things. I would be honored to accompany you south along the Anduin. Sigilith's friends are mine as well. We will need supplies, boats and lambas, and paddles. Speak to Bordrist, and Fangolf about acquiring such things as we will need. Bordrist will be on Talain Galadrim, and Fangolf will be near the surrounding hedge beneath Talain Gloroloth, not far from the entrance to Caris Galadon. Okay. I've heard a thing that horses in real life, they can't run downstairs. I don't know if people have heard a similar thing, like something about how their knees bend don't allow them to do that.
The Lady Galadriel is wise to send Corydon as your guide.
You need a boat for navigating the Anduin? Yes, I will provide one and paddles besides. How many will be going with you? You tell Fane Golf the composition of your party, and she nods. The Lady Galadriel is wise to send Corydon with you. He is called the River Walker, you know, and it is a name truly given. He knows the lands on either side of the Anduin better than any elf I know. His sister Sigilith perished in Dol Guldur. We were not close, she and I, for she had a temper unlike anyone else, and to me she was always sharp and stern. It's a shame what happened to her, even so. I'm certain she did great damage to her enemies before she fell, and that must be a consolation to Corydon in his grief. The boat and the paddles will be ready when the time comes for your departure. All right. Going to be a little much there. Okay. It helps me to have it pulled back, but the way it was like flickering in and out with the support arches was a little much. This is a little tight, which is throwing me off in a different way. So I apologize.
I will give you enough lembas and other foodstuffs for 2 weeks.
You are preparing for a journey down the Anduin. You've come to the correct elf, Black Lodge. I will supply you with enough lembas and other goods to make such a journey comfortably. Traveling by boat will require you to disembark occasionally. There's a portage way you will need to take around the rapids of Sarn Gabir. Do not be so foolish as to traverse those in the boats. And, of course, you will need to beach them before you reach the falls of Raros. Raros. It is a long climb down the cliff face, but I have heard there was a way that was used of old. I will give you enough lembas and other foodstuffs for 2 weeks. Corydon can cover the distance in 5 or 6 days. That should suffice. Namari. Okay, so we've returned to Corydon on Talain. Oh, okay, I was going to say it's... a little bit of just a back and forth fetch quest that's not amazing, but that's okay. Is there a way to just like YOLO down the... I'm sure here it's not a big deal. Where? We're right here. Let me just see what happens. Let me just see if it'll let us do it. What do you think? Will they let us back in? See what happens.
What news from abroad? Be wary, traveler.
Or is it
Orcs
shot?
have
Because
come down from the mountains.
Thought this was the guard. Oh, interesting. That you have previously completed. Okay. I was going to say, oh yeah, I mean, I remember I recognized the brothers. Yeah, this may not be an option for us anymore. It'd be really funny if I can't get in. I just break the game. Deed log. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do that. You know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cancel these just so hopefully in time I forget my failures as a Volume 2 epilogue adventurer. The question is, though, did I just screw things up? Like, am I not able to get in?
Be wary, traveler. Orcs have come down from the mountains. Servants of the enemy cannot pass the bounds of Lorien. Be wary, traveler. Orcs have come down from the mountains.
Man, that is going to actually suck. Like, did I just screw this up? Like, did I just end this run? Oh my goodness. So one of the things, it would probably be reputation. Probably need something about Lothlorien. The Elves of Lothlorien. So I'm an acquaintance. So I can tell you this, like if I have to up that to like friend or ally or something like that. I guess it would be questing, but like I don't know if I'm just gonna go grind bullshit to Huh. Can I get in there? What's Stable Master Inner Karas Galadon? Can I get there? Via Rivendell, maybe? Can I get to Rivendell? You know, in the back of my head, I was like, something's going to be, like, this isn't going to work. I didn't think it would just lock me out. Like, I figured, like, when Galadriel's like, hey, yeah, you know, you're welcome here now. Like, this stupid gate would have it worked out. I think the one I want is... Let's see what's over here, what the Stable Master is. For some reason I thought this was just a horse to get us across. Okay. So let's get back to Trollshaw's region. It's going to take me a week and a half to figure out where to go, but what we're looking for is I don't want that. Dunland, Tharbad, Rivendell. I'm looking for this one, Rovanen. There we go. Inner Karas Galadon. So Karas Galadon is what we want, but can we go inner? None of those sounded familiar. So there's an ECAD something. Let's try that and see where that gets us. The fact that we're riding an elk tells me I'm hoping that it's Elvish, but my fear is that it's actually in like the Troll Shaws or Talbro. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is in the Troll Shaws. Shit.
What can I do for you?
Okay, let's go to the stables. It's the proper stables. Maybe there's a little better luck there. This is not the type of troubleshooting I was hoping to do. I was hoping to sort of stay on track. Then I get distracted, get curious, screw my game up.
What do you need?
Okay, well this is going to get us into Lothlorien at least. Let's see how... This might be the one right outside the gate, but my fear is that there will be no inner... Unless I get lucky and they let me do it for a mithril coin or something.
Hail, friend, and well met.
Yeah, I'm right there. All right. Are there any other... I feel like if there was going to be one, it was going to be this one. Yeah, there's no way to use the gate, so I can't open it. Fuck! All right, I'm gonna pause here, and I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna see if I can figure something out. I will be right back. I'll fade out, fade back in. Okay, so we're back, and I gotta tell you, the butt clenching that occurred was fierce and unrelenting, but according to the Google, there's a way to get back in, even if you don't have the reputation, when you have quests inside, and it is this rope that I'm hoping does the trick. There we go. I'm glad that there is a workaround, because I was about to get really annoyed. Even if I had to, like, reach out to tech support, I was not going to be super happy. But it sounds like, I don't know if this is a workaround because, like, they've run into this sort of exact problem before, but I'm glad that it turned out not to be a big deal. And, you know, and that's sort of the thing, right? Like, this game is over 18 years old. And sometimes there's, like, a little bit of, like, held together with duct tape and paper clips kind of feel to some of it. Which is probably unfair, but I think my understanding is they're a pretty small team. There's a lot to this game. It feels like there would be a lot of potential snags when you get a moment like that where you have to have certain reputations, but then sometimes quests automatically take you inside. And so it feels like you would need to figure out a workaround to the type of problem I have where, like, you know, you sort of sequence break a little bit.
The last time I traveled south, orcs were gathering on the river bank.
You've done as I asked? Good. The most important step of a journey occurs before you even leave home. The preparations for your departure. Make sure your weapons are cleaned and ready. The last time I traveled south, that was some time ago. Orcs were gathering on the far shore of the Anduin. We may need to face them. Unfortunately, I lent my bow to Fimloth at Halderith on my you know what? I gotta boost this up because again I had to restart. Okay. On my return from that journey, perhaps we can stop by her encampment when we depart and I can recover my bow from her. I will use a spare until then, but there's nothing quite like your own familiar weapons, is there? Sigilith spoke often about her knives, Lanchagil and Ignacigil, and I feel the same way about my bow, though it has no name. My sister was always better with names. But now you should return to the house of Celeborn and speak with your Dunlending friend. Tell her we are almost ready to leave. So a couple things. One, where am I? The far side. Let's at least go to the stables here in town and see if it's something I can unlock. So in the future I could swift travel. This is Galadriel's garden, which I don't want to go to. And then we'll talk to Nana on our way back. I mean, that's the thing. Like, the thing I was sort of running into here is something like that probably happens in like complicated RPGs all the time, where, you know, if you sequence break, does it break some scripts? Does it break something that needs to be triggered because a flag wasn't tripped in the database back end that lets them know that yes, you indeed did X, Y, or Z, to allow this part to proceed? I don't take it for granted how complicated that kind of thing must be.
Hail, friend, and well met.
And hopefully that'll take care of whatever issues I have going forward. So yeah, now let's head back towards the center, and I think we're going to have to climb some of those trees to talk to Nana. Not exactly sure where I'm headed, so let me just follow the path to see if it makes a difference. I assume this is right? Assuming I gotta go up the tree.
Wadu's sword is thirsty for more adventure.
I followed you here on the behest of a dream, and will follow you wherever our road leads. If our adventure ended today, I would already have quite a tale to tell Savolch upon my return. I cannot imagine what awaits us, but it will only add to the record of our deeds. Wadu's sword is thirsty for more adventure as well. If we come across more Easterlings or their fell ally, as we did in the swamps, I will be more than ready Oh, I will be more ready than I was last time.
This land of elves is a long way from Enidwaith. A long way from my people.
I'm grateful for the healing arts of Galadriel and her people, but and for the lady's willingness for me to see her city, but there is something strange about this place, and I must tell you the truth. It is no place for me. I want my feet upon the ground and my foes in front of me. This land of elves is a long way from Enidwaith, and a long way from my people. I am ready to depart, Black Lodge. Perhaps things will feel more familiar to me as we journey south along the river. Alright, it's going to pick us up and move us. I mean, I think I have an idea where we are. Yeah, because we've talked, but where is this again? So yeah, I mean, you know, we spent a lot of time here at, like, the Brownlands, Rush Gore. It feels like we've been in this area for a while, and it feels like it would be a million miles from Lothlorien, but it's not. It's actually just the one section down, and, you know, so you'd want to think geographically we really haven't, I don't know, we haven't gone very far, but man, we had a lot of good times here in the Great River. So, okay, let's talk to this person up ahead.
I lent my favorite bow to Fimloth, and now she has lost it.
I'm not pleased about this. I lent Fimloth my favorite bow to use while I remained in Lothlorien, and now she has lost it. Corodan lowers his voice and turns to his apologetic friend. No, Fimloth, I am not upset. If those orcs were as numerous as you report, you were right to flee. A bow is a bow, and the lives of my friends come first. I will search the woods of Thingglad for the orc that picked it up as you escaped. Are you of a mind to join the hunt? Your Dunlanding friend has already agreed to fight the orcs with me as well. Perhaps we can make a game of it. The first of us to find my lost bow will be the victor, but I shall be the happiest of all to have the bow back in my hands. Alright, defeat orcs, while Nona and Corodan hunt for the bow as well. 0 of 6. I gotta say, this doesn't feel incredibly weighty. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you're doing, like, what is this, book 7? Like, when you're doing book 5, and you know you're probing the defenses of Isengard after the pretty, I guess, long and arduous book 4. I might be getting the books wrong, but, you know, and then, you know, then Theodred, you know, I guess they can't all be bangers, but that one felt like the story had weight, consequence, whatever you want to call it. Real impact, where this feels like, yeah, let's think of something to do and fill in the blanks there. But we'll see. Maybe it'll develop into something more interesting. I shouldn't be so quick to judge. Okay, so this one counts. Now, given that we are really over leveled, this should be real cakewalk, so we'll see how it goes. That's why I'm kind of curious. Like, maybe it'll develop into something else. There was a backpack here, which I assume is just going to be a stash of money. Might as well pick it up. Who? Did not expect that. Oh, I did. Yeah. For some reason I would have expected, well, what am I doing? I'm just gonna... this. Definitely don't care about this. Did that not register? There we go. Yeah, going back to what I was saying, like the idea that, you know, we move basically one area to the south and then literally have like 7 hours of adventure. It sort of adds to like the size of the world, how big it feels. Because you know, no area is inconsequential. Like you go in there and it's just...
You did not find the bow. Nona and I did not either.
It's deep storyline, deep side quests. And it gives you the impression that like every area is like that. And when you look at every area, like it just gets kind of ridiculous, you know, so.
You did not find the bow. Nona and I.
It's like sort of pulling back on like a picture of the universe where you start on Earth and you go back and suddenly like the Earth is a speck and then the Milky Way is a speck, you know, it's kind of like that vibe for me. I probably should have read that. Talk to Nona.
Whatever orc took the bow must have fled the area.
Okay, so they didn't find the bow. We did not either. He seemed surprised, but I was not. Whatever orc took the bow must have known an elf would come looking for it and fled the area. This orc is lucky if it did, for its hunters numbered 3. Man, a Kluth, and elf. Flight alone could have saved it. Flight alone could have saved it. I'm sorry Coridon does not have his favorite bow, but I still enjoyed the hunt. Do you think you can humor me on one count? I understand we must hurry, but this should not take long.
Let us take a detour to Stongard, so I can thank Horn.
When we were last in the region, I was wounded in the swamp, and you brought me to the nearby outpost of the Horse Lords. I was a wounded enemy to everyone there save one, the Rohirrim man named Horn. He spoke on my behalf, and when you suggested that I be taken to the Elf Woods for healing, he, You interrupt Nana at this point and tell her that it was actually Horn's idea. A confused look crosses her face. Really? Well, that is one more thing for which I should thank him, and that is what I want. A brief detour to the outpost of Stongard so I can give him my thanks. Perhaps you can have him meet me here. I do not think I would be welcome once again within their walls. Chapter 5 is Stop in Stongard. Yeah, I think that's... yeah. Again, like, I don't mind...
Sweet lad, how may I assist you?
Story things like that, where it's like, you know, kind of a character development, if you will. Map. Don't need that. Yeah, since I'm hitting my limit here, let's... I don't know what the point is of these things are, but I'm gonna... Essence, let's get rid of those. Electric shields. Again, I don't know if these do anything. Item experience, I don't know if that does anything anymore. Not sure. Again, I could probably go over there, turn these into like random quests. like the dailies, the tasks, but whatever. I'm about to, I think, ding level 76. I don't know if it's going to be like when we do this next piece of the puzzle, but we're pretty close. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, so we did a little bit of that. Let's, I have to go to stand guard. Can I...
How can I be of service?
I was about to say, it looks like I actually have to talk to Afik, not...
You were looking for Horn. Good. Take him with you.
Still traveling with unsavory types, are you? Afik looks you up and down, and the disgust on his face is clear. You're looking for Horn? Good. Take him with you. Take him and be gone. You will find him up the hill. Outside of town? Okay. Still in town. Okay, for some reason I thought he was going to be on the outskirts. So let's head up the hill here inside the town walls and see what's up. It's interesting, you know, like there's, you know, again, they get into sort of the internal politicking of the different groups. You know, the internal dealings are not simply black and white. We need to fight Sauron/Saruman or whatever.
How is the Dunlending girl? Did she survive?
They feel like fully dysfunctional societies all on their own. I did not think to see you again. How is the Dunlending girl? Did she survive? You tell Horn that the healing arts of Galadriel were sufficient, and that Nona has come to Thingglad and wishes to thank him in person for his kind words and actions. Oh, I see. I am glad. Horn seems conflicted about something, and when you ask him if everything is all right, he sighs heavily. It seems there's no place for me anymore. I am no longer welcome in Standguard. My fellows feel I have been somehow tainted by stepping foot within the Elfwoods, and by speaking on behalf of the Dunlending. Well, they no longer trust me. They want me to leave by sunrise tomorrow. You ask if there's anything you can do to help. Well, I do not have many possessions. If you bring me my harp and my writing supplies, I'll be ready to go. My harp is in the tavern, and my writing supplies are in Wada's house, where I have been staying. That's kind of messed up, right? Again, going into like, yeah, these societies are perfectly dysfunctional, and they sort of capture that. Okay, so let's see where we're going. Again, the context is a little interesting. The task at the moment is a little underwhelming, looking for the bow, collecting his supplies so he can leave. But it is interesting. Wada's home, okay. He's gonna get banished from his people because he saved a life and talked with the elves. Ooh, level 150 burglar. Very nice. I don't think I've been inside the tavern, have I? No, I guess not. A little bit of everything. Tavern. It's like a jail. Rumor monger. Interesting. Oh, look at that. I assume it's just flavor text. I don't have to assume. I could have actually read it, but I just moved on. But regardless, that's interesting that they would, like, you know, fill in more lore, more detail potentially.
I am not welcome in Stangard, but where can I go?
By order of Theoden King, I am not to return to Rohan until my term of service in Stangard is finished. Horn looks uncomfortable. Where are you traveling? Could you use another companion on the road? I do not wish to intrude, but I believe my place is with you and with the Dunlending girl for whom I gave up. Well, there was no life I gave up. I only did what was right, though my fellows failed to see that. You tell Horn that he is welcome to travel with you as far as he will. Thank you. I owe you a great deal for this. An aimless life would ill suit me. Your goals are now mine, and the dangers you face, I will face as well. Talk to Nona? Okay. So behind the scenes, you would not know this, but the way I usually do the recording is I do for the CRPG stuff. Where are we going? Halderith? Is that not on the am I talk to Nona at Halderith. It's saying it's like thing. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Okay. Usually I do like one on, one off. So like, by the time this goes up, obviously, the last one will have gone up. Part 36, maybe. Book 7, basically. And then usually what I would do is I was like, okay, now that I've done that, let me switch over to the Fall of Avalon Tainted Grail, or was Fable, but now Fall of Avalon Tainted Grail, and I like to do that one on camera. I don't know if I can. It might prevent me from actually recording sessions sometime. But it was the Fall of Avalon's turn, and I was like, no, I'm going to record some more Lord of the Rings Online. Because I was having such a good time with books 5 and 6. I was just like, you know, maybe I won't spend as much time as I did playing book 6, but I was like, no, I want to get more into this. I want to keep going. And so, I mean, like, you know, when I do the release, I'll figure it out, but so it's still fitting the pattern. But, yeah. Yeah, I've been having a really good time. That's the long way of saying that.
This confirms what I suspected about the Horse Lords. Cruel even to their own.
Yeah, and not deserving of our sympathies. I will speak with Horn and thank him for his words on my behalf, and give him my sorrow that he has suffered for me. But I'll also tell him that he is now better off and need shed no tears for his lost fellows. We will be ready to leave when Corridon says we should leave. Speak with him when you're ready to go. Yeah, so I told Nona that Horn has been cast out of Stangard.
Our band of companions grows.
A Dunlending girl, a Rohirrim man, an elf, and a man. Sounds like a joke, does it not? So I assume that if I were a dwarf, that Enda would have the context to switch. Let's see if this gets me level 76.
We will still fit when you want to, but it will not be comfortable.
Very nice. I do not think we should recruit any more companions, Black Lodge, unless you fancy swimming alongside the boat. Are you ready to continue our journey? Closing in on 10 levels away from my main. Yeah, let's accept this. Let's get rid of these again, because when you level up, it sort of resets the quests.
Let us go to the boat together.
I want to have a good seat and a comfortable place to rest my arm as we paddle. Who's this guy? 113 Hunter, nice.
I have journeyed on the great river often, and know its swirls and eddies like no other elf. The river Anduin is as familiar to me as my own shadow, but it is still a journey of some days. We must stop here for the night.
Oh, I was about to say, is this an instance? Yes, it is. I just want to say, I think I forgot to say it when I was in the moment, like, of that opening Frodo scene. The music during that scene was truly amazing. I really loved the music because, you know, I guess since Moria and beyond, like, there have been some musical things that have struck me. And then, you know, I mentioned in the last session that one blasting musical cue that's just like, holy cow, like, just bam, bam, it doesn't stop. But yeah, the music during that Frodo scene felt unique to that scene. I don't recall it in other places, and it was really, really lovely. So it's nice that the music still has the power to shine through. This is far enough for today, Black Lodge. Horn has already seen to the fire, so now we may sup and take some rest before the night watch begins. We'll leave in the morning at first light. It's not good to travel further south on Anduin at night, unless the need is considerable. The waters become treacherous the nearer you get to the Sarn Gabir. Let us rejoin our companions, Black Lodge. Whoops, wrong button. It's a good fire and built quickly, Horn. Thank you, Cordon. The Elf Queen was right to send this guide with us, Black Lodge. He knows the waters and how to keep a boat afloat, which is more than the daughter of Savolch knows. Were it up to me, I would lead us south on dry land with springy turf underfoot and no fear of foundering. Nona lowers her voice, a rare event for the Dunlending woman. Nana, Nona, I say it both ways. The boat is not large enough to keep us from speaking, but as you saw, this horse lord managed to avoid addressing me in any way once we were on the river. If he has grievance with me, tell him to air it so I may respond appropriately, with words or with Wadu's sword. I have become tired of his ability to look at all around him, but not in my direction, whatever direction that happens to be. I hate to break it to you, Nona, that's sexual tension. That's what that is. Sexual tension. See what Horn has to say. You're fortunate to have friends among the elves, Black Lodge. I would not want to make this journey without a guide, and Corodan appears to know what he's doing. But it is not seemly for a man of Rohan to mingle with the elves, as you saw in Stangard. Of his kind, my people have very little to say but this, long-lived and dangerous. They have more to say of the folk of the Dunland, but none of it is kind, and I will not disturb the girl's ears with any of it. I regret Nona's ill welcome at Stangard when she had need of aid, though I understand its roots. Her people and mine have a long and unhappy history. I have no quarrel with her personally, but our shared friends and duties make us allies. Nothing more than that. I don't know. You getting the sexual tension, Cordon? Because I'm cutting it with a knife. We have some time before we should begin the night watches. Would you find some tale-telling agreeable? I find that the weaving of a good story among companions around a fire can be pleasant, a pleasant way to pass the time. Have a seat and listen. I'll begin, and perhaps our companions will have a tale to share as well. I grew up in the Golden Wood, but I spent most of my time exploring the wilderness. My sister Sigilith stayed in Lorien for long years, but not in idleness. My skill was with the bow, but hers was with knives. Try to find it good. She made them herself, and each was deadlier than the last. I returned from a journey once, convinced I'd become the greatest of archers. Is that so? I wager you cannot hit this wooden target for 50 paces. I accepted and strode 50 paces. When I turned to fire, I saw that my sister was right. She had hewn the target at its base, and it had fallen into the grass. We laughed and laughed. That's my tale. Do you have one to share, Black Lodge? Okay. I don't know, like, people have had, like, everybody's at different points in their lives, and, I'm of an age where I've, lost family, best friends, things like that. And that's kind of the thing, right? Like, not every story you recount is just the greatest story ever told. Or as stupid as Matt Damon's is in the end of Saving Private Ryan with his brothers. But, zing, Saving Private Ryan. But that's the thing, right? Like, you never, like, it's just a little moment, and, it just brings you back to being with that person. And it's not the most amazing, narrative in the world, but it's a moment that, reconnects you to the person that's unfortunately gone. I have that with my parents all the time. Both my parents are gone. Yeah. And little things will pop in and you're like, oh, yeah, no, I remember. Let's see, talk to Coridon and decide upon a tale to share. But yeah, it's interesting. It's, I liked that little touch there. I will speak of Angmar, Dol Guldur, the Fords of Eisen, the seeking of the Nazgul. Dol Guldur. Well, Dol Guldur was his sister, right? Maybe he'd want to hear stories about his sister. I'm familiar with this tale as it involves my sister. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice touch. Whoops, I just banged my mic. The sorrow is still with me, but it's good to think of my sister again, and I would like to hear the story. You speak of your role fighting evil in Dol Guldur alongside the Golden Host. With this axe of Mithril, not even the ruler of this tower can keep Mazog a prisoner. You speak of Mazog in the axe Ziggelberk, and of Sigilith's heroic end. After a time, you come to the end of your story. Okay, I shall go next. My tale concerns King Fengel of Rohan, the grandfather of Theoden King. It is a sad tale given the happenings of late, but you may find it interesting. King Fengel came to the throne when he was very young, and he ruled for 50 years. Though long, his rule was ill-starred, he was prone to greed and made many enemies. In the last winter of his reign, he was hunting north of the Entwade on a cold afternoon. An elderly woman stumbled into his camp. She was lost and hungry. A scrap of bread, if you please, my mighty lord. I am lost and cold and hungry. Who are you, crone, to beg from the crown? Oh, I just could tell her to eat shit, old lady. Okay. If you seek warm food in your belly, find some churl whose bed lies unwarmed. That's bad. Or find some game and kill it yourself. King Fengel threw his own dagger at her feet and sent her away into the dark night. This is the kindness of the horse lords, is it? Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think Nona's wrong. Horn did say that Fengel was a foolish king. He did say that, and I say he spoke true, but it does not seem an uncommon trait among the horse lords. King's men were horrified, and they searched for the woman. Okay, some had a heart. They found her at dawn, frozen to death at the foot of a tall boulder, the king's dagger still in her hand. She had carved a curse into the face of the stone, along with her name. Weirgende. Weirgende? This is what she carved into the stone. Feckless Fengel, fool, I name thee. Grief shall be the get of thy greed. No lord of your line shall long live. Upon thy seat no sun shall settle. Kin and kingdom your craving hath killed, until the might of the mark is mended. Weirgende. Horn sighs heavily and continues. King Fengel was furious, and he ordered Weirgende's body burned and the stone destroyed, but no man of his company could move her, and every hammer and mattock they set to the stone shattered on contact. King Fengel himself assailed the stone with his sword until the blade shattered and a shard pierced his thigh. The wound festered and King Fengel died of poisoned blood on the first day of spring. Many in Rohan thought the curse was ended, but now that Prince Theodred is gone, well, that is the end of the tale for now. I do not have flowery words or turns of phrase that Corydon and this man Horn have. I write my tale in the hide of my enemies, with Wadu's sword as my quill. I have no story to tell. Everyone has a story, Nona. What is the origin of the sword you bear? The horse motif is not of your people. The sword came to my brother Wadu. He used it to slay a great beast. What was this beast? A large animal of some kind? A bear? It was a great Gwyber, the mighty dragon spawn of the mountains. Can it be? I know of no such creature. There is much about my land and people you do not know. That may be so, Nona. I am sorry if I have offended you. Your brother must have been a great man to defeat such a foe. He was. I think that is enough tale spinning for one night. I will take the first watch, and I will wake you when it's your turn. We will set out again at first light. Completed instance, a journey by boat. We'll leave at first light. For now, you should get some rest. In the morning, we will continue our journey down the Anduin.
Behold, the Argonath, the pillars of the kings.
Now entering East Wall. Oh, look at that. We just skipped the Walled. Right? Huh. This world. I mean, it's not the game, right? Obviously, shout out to J.R.R. Tolkien, but seriously, it's such good stuff. All right, let's get everything back. Let's see what's going on. Talk to Horn near the shadow of the Argonath.
They are not my kings, but there is still something majestic about the twin statues.
Many songs have been sung about the men in whose likenesses they are carved, and I know most of them by heart. I will not sing them now. There is too much we must do here.
Friends of yours came this way. Friends bearing a burden of some malice.
I just want to say, I really liked that interlude we just had around the campfire. I mean, I've said it before, that kind of stuff I'm really a sucker for, even though it's not like bang, bang, bang gameplay. I really go for that. Horn speaks quietly, for what he has to say is meant for your ears only. We spoke of a great many things on the boat, and I do not begrudge you for speaking in generalities, but you told me enough to know your errand here is important. Friends of yours came this way, friends bearing a burden of some malice. Whatever they carried, it was sought by orcs and perhaps others as well. We need to find what happened to these friends of yours, and if their burden has been lost. Horn raises his voice to include the Rohirrim man standing nearby. This man saw our boat drifting down the river and hailed me from the shore. His name is Framric, and he has come with a party of Rohirrim from the Wold. I would have us help his people if they desire our help. But first, we must prepare our own camp, speak with Nona and Corridon for their thoughts, and then collect the sticks for a fire. I'll do the same. What's Famric got going on here, though?
I need your help if you can aid me.
I am Famric, a man of Rohan, proud and true, and I need your help. Orcs have crossed the river, and now they swarm throughout this land and all along the east wall of my homeland. I came south from the Wold with a party of some 30 riders to investigate what could have drawn the orcs across the Great River. When we arrived, the force was even larger than we expected, and they set upon us. We drove them away, but suffered many losses, and our camp is in disarray. My people could use your help to restore the camp and make safe the border of Rohan. Go to the southwest near the passage into the Norcrofts, and make your presence known to my brothers if you wish to aid us. So let's take that one, because I feel like it's sort of connected. There's a reason why Horn said, hey, see this guy right next to us?
I do not trust this Famric, but Horn wants us to help him.
I don't like the way he looks at me from out of his eye's corner. If he is not careful, I will teach him the way of my people with Wadu's sword. But Horn wants us to help him. I do not understand his loyalty to the Horse Lords. They cast him out. He should hate them for it. I will not impose my beliefs upon him, but I do not understand his. Alright, let's see what Corridon has to say.
The Lady Galadriel entrusted me with knowledge of our true mission.
You spoke in general terms on the boat to Horn and Nona, but I know why we are really here. The Lady Galadriel entrusted me with knowledge of our true mission. I will not betray that trust. While we're here in the East Wall, I think it's fine for us to help Framric's people. That is clearly what Horn desires, but we must also keep alert for signs of our mutual friends. They came to this land, that we know. What happened to them then? That's a mystery, and it's one we must find the answer to, and then help them, if we can. But first, Horn is right. We need to gather sticks to make a campfire, or we'll have a cold night. Alright. Yeah, let's see where the sticks are. Okay, it's not that far. It's just a little bit to the southwest. Southwest is this way. Oh, nice. Players doing their business. They're taking the fight to them. I'm here collecting fallen sticks. You ever feel like you're getting passed over for the important work? Something my imposter syndrome makes me paranoid of every single day of my job. But here I think we're seeing it in action. There we go, some more. What are we up to? Did not count that one? Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see what Horn has to say.
You found some. Good. Now remove the supplies from the boat.
Alright, good. I'll combine these with the ones Nona and Corridon have found, and we'll soon have a decent campfire. Will you remove the supplies from the boat so we can assess what we have left? Very nice. Reach into the boat and remove the remaining supplies for your portioning. I'm going to take... Again, gotta go with anything bacon or bacon adjacent. 37,000 XP for choosing bacon. Feels light. That feels like a guaranteed level.
Good place to begin our search.
I think it is good to help... let me bump this up a little bit. Let's see. I think it is good to help Framric while we can, but always keep your eyes open for the real reason we're here. As you pass southward through the woods of the East Wall, remain alert for a grassy lawn alongside the Anduin. That peaceful place is called Parth Galen. and may be a good place to begin our search. Find the lawn of Parthgalen in the east wall. Oh, Parthgalen's a ways. Okay. You know what? Let's see if we can hit up Manzig's encampment, get that stable. Start sort of opening up this area a little bit. Yeah, I wonder if that's... Oops, I'm just going to run right into this guy. I wonder if that's what the Riders of Foot quest is meant to do, is to actually get us to that camp. In an organic way. I was about to say that music was going full like power ballad for me, just riding from A to B. I guess it was combat music. Did I... Maybe because I triggered that one. Here comes that music sting that goes big and... Here we go. Oh, nope. Oh, did I? Okay. I was about to say, we didn't get it. I was like, now I realize it's because I guess I jumped into combat. Seeing a bunch of other players here. 77 Lore Master. I thought I saw like a...
You're here to help.
Dwarf.
Thank the hammer hand for that.
We can use every pair of strong arms we can get. We rode from Harwick with enough men and horses to investigate the troubling reports of orc activity in the east wall, but we were not prepared for what we found. As we began pitching our tents and unloading the supplies, we were set upon by a contingent of orcs. The battle was made the fiercer by its sudden joining, and though we drove off the enemy for a time, we suffered many losses. Ask me anything, and I will tell you. But if you have a moment, could you see to the comfort of our wounded? Is this a... captain, I guess? 82, 70...
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Radwolf? No, he's, okay. Saw to the comfort of injured Rohirrim throughout the camp. Who leads this band? Manzig leads the company at the command of Harding, Reeve of the Wold. The Lord of Harwick is troubled by the report of Easterlings gathering in the Brownlands, but he cannot ignore whatever has brought so many orcs across the river into the east wall. He charged Manzig with investigating the cause, and here we came with as much haste as could be mustered. Where did we come from? This band is made of men from all reaches of Rohan, from Snowborn in the Sootcrofts and as far north as Thornhope in the Entwash Vale. Most of us hail from Harwick, as does Manzig himself. It's my home as well. We rode south along the road when we were given this charge, stopping only at Floodwind to water our horses. We arrived at nightfall yesterday, and that is when the orcs set upon us. How did the orcs surprise you? You may well ask that, and I imagine Manzig has asked Wilfrith and Radwolf that very question. We knew there were orcs in the east wall, we knew that they were here in great numbers, and still they managed to ambush us. I do not know how it happened. One moment we were making camp, and then the next we were beset by a raiding party of shouting orcs. He shudders. We were too confident in ourselves. We will not make that mistake again. Oh, there's the dwarf. 78 Guardian. Alright. Nice. can you tell me of this land? I'll tell you the truth, friend. The Rohirrim do not like to come to this land. There were often orcs on the far side of the river, and small parties of villains would cross in order to steal horses from the mark. Something has brought them across in far greater numbers in the past few days. I know not what. It has not improved my opinion of this place. Alright. Riders afoot.
You'll find work here, if you seek it.
Thank you. Many of those men will need to be borne back to Harwick to rest for their injuries, but until we can return to the wold, we must do what we can for them here. Ask me any questions you like, and I'll answer them. You'll find work if you seek it. About 50,000. Let's see what's already in use. Yeah, something's weird here.
Give me 3 good archers from...
Alright, so it's like, give me 3 good archers. Their bows are crudely fashioned. They seek to make up for the poor training with numbers. Defeat archers throughout the east wall and bring me their bows for breaking. Okay. There's some real delay going on here. I'm not sure.
Several of my friends have gone missing. I have not seen them since the attack.
Okay, so basically it looks like, go help some people that got cut off and broke away from the group. Again, I'm just going to grab these.
Something of an expert on orcs.
You're here to help, man. Here we go. Nope. I'm something of an expert on orcs. Fought hundreds of the creatures. I think we're dealing with several distinct tribes. Defeat orcs and urks in the woods of the east wall and collect arrows from their quivers. By studying them, I can determine what tribes you're dealing with. So the reason why, as always, the reason why I'm grabbing these is because a lot of times it's just kill the things I'm probably going to end up fighting anyway.
Look at the state of this camp.
Okay, my men have not been here for an hour when a band of screaming orcs fell upon us. Many orcs still lurk in the surrounding wood. If you're a friend to the man of Rohan, I ask you to remedy this blight. Wilfrith tells me there's several types. Several different sizes, loyalties. It's all the same. Remove them. Kill 8. So yeah, we have a couple of hopefully overlapping quests. Basically, kill orcs. Hopefully that'll get us the bows. That'll get us the 8 that we need to kill. It'll get us the short arrows, long arrows. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's start heading south. Yeah, there's something's going on. So I just clicked. Is this part of the something? Yeah, so let's start. So I need a valid target. I have a valid target. Okay. Now, is this whole area called... Yes, okay, I was going to say, is the whole area called the East Wall? It is. This is really bad. I don't know, It's completely missing. Like it just stopped. Anyways. Okay. Yeah, that's really bad. I don't know if I've seen, I know sometimes I'm like, oh, this isn't great. That might be one of the worst I've seen in a long time. That was pretty bad. So we need to defeat 2 more orcs, 1 more bow. Let's get across the river. I know we're just sort of following in that dwarf's footsteps. I don't mean to compete for quest things we need to do. Looks like we're in a similar position. Yeah, okay. There you go. Okay, we got the bows. We need 1 more. We're basically... I think we're one of the people. Find Langmano and show him the way back. Find Swithlick and show him the way back. So somewhere... Oh, there we go. You point Swithlick in the direction of camp. Okay, I should have read it closer. Did not realize it was horses. But that does make sense. Let's find the other horse. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Is it going to be up on the top of the hill or... No, right there. Point Langmount in the direction of the camp. Nice. Okay. Now, there's something right here, and I don't know what it is I'm looking for. Oh, interesting. Now, it's saying defeat orcs.
Orcs and insects. Insects and orcs.
Are studying either thing. Okay, so there's a cave here. I entered the cave network from what must have been the southernmost entrance. And from my exploration, it appears that there are 3 entrances to this network, as well as 3 side tunnels. Explore those. Tell me what you find. So I imagine this could be how the orcs are getting in. make note of the Moria orc presence in this room for Isteron's map. Okay. This is really... I might, Can I just run for it? I'm not trying to be dramatic, but this is... The phrase unplayable gets thrown around a lot. This is... Getting there. This is not great. I mean, I don't know what, running around in the overworld isn't going to make it much better. But this is going to be pretty combat dense, and that's not working particularly well at the moment. I like the idea of doing underground stuff in this game. It fits with like a fantasy role-playing game, obviously, but what throws me off, I wish that they... made it easier to get out. You make note the Gredvig presence for Isteron's map. Something's attacking me, but again, because of the... You found a chamber full of blah blah blah. Okay. I just need to figure out. I wish that they made it easier to get out. Like maybe it's just like, hey, you got to the end of your quest. Now I know they give you the mithril coins to beeline back to whoever gave you the quest, and I guess maybe that counts. But but that was not part of the original design, obviously. Explore the southernmost chamber of this tunnel. So the question is, how do you get there? And, a game that's always sort of in the back of my mind is something, man, I want to really try this someday, is the classic Daggerfall. And I gotta say, at the time of this recording, one of the creators of Daggerfall, I'm gonna pause for a minute to look up his name. And I apologize for the... Julian LeFay. At the time of this recording, one of the creators of Daggerfall, Julian LeFay, has just passed away. My understanding was I think he was battling cancer. 59 years old. So obviously, sincere best wishes to his family, his loved ones. And, his friends. Like, he was in the middle of making another game in that style, so I think it's called the Wayward Realms. And so, condolences to the people he was working with. Just a really sad story overall. Very young, way too young. Fuck cancer. Cancer really, made a tough talk cancer, like everybody knows. But yeah, and so I say, like, I wish games were better about, doing the underground stuff. Understanding that I constantly have a desire in the back of my head to play Daggerfall, which is notorious for not not doing that well. Because what part of me wants is, like, you get the you get to the end of the tunnel, and if you do what you do, just have some kind of, like, thing that'll, like, teleport you back to the beginning instead of making you grind your way out. Or if the monsters or whatever, if they didn't respawn so quickly, so you could explore, like, if you could, like, truly clear out the cave somehow. I don't know what the answer is, to be honest with you. This is brutal. All right, did it. I'm going to just, you know what, I could probably again, burglars for the win, baby. Could have just snuck in, snuck out, like I was never there. Yeah, because I mean, it feels gamey, but I always appreciated when, I probably said this before, Skyrim puts a shortcut directly back to the beginning. Basically in every dungeon, so you come to expect it. And again, it's very gamey. It never feels natural to the setting in some ways, but it's, if you just stop for a minute and say, like, why would they do this? There's no good answer. It's because you, the player, needs to get back quickly. And that's okay. That is okay. These are games. They're meant to be fun. Let me see.
I have decided I shall name this tunnel system the Underwall.
Okay. All right, I'm glad there's not more to do in here for the time being, at least. Okay. Let's see. So we did that. We have stuff we can hand back at the camp, but we're trying to get to Parth Galen, so let's do that for now. Let's, Now, is that corpse of orc? I don't know if that was somebody killed. But yeah, let's keep heading south. It is interesting, you're starting to, do I need elf arrows? I don't think so. At some point I'm going to be collecting those, I imagine. But, yeah, it's interesting. You're starting to get... you discover a glade full of dead orcs. What happened here? what I was trying to say is it feels like, you know, the context and the stakes of these kinds of quests are starting to fall closer in line with the Lord of the Rings books, just because, you know, we're getting later in the story. The Fellowship is off doing its thing. So I feel like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it does feel like, why am I getting so much lag? It does feel like, the story does feel like it's getting bigger as we go. It's not just, even though, you know, occasionally we're delivering sandwich runs to dwarfs outside the opening of Moria, it does feel like the context, they're trying to make it sort of escalate to match the escalation of the events in the books, which is nice. So, anyway. Okay, we're getting close. So was there something else there? I don't know if there's any, I don't know if that's the hit bold. I don't know if that's going to be in this area or in one of the other areas. East wall. Oh well. Okay. Come to the tree-clad slopes of Amon Hen. Yeah, there's been a little bit of stuff going on here. A little bit of travel out of town. A little bit of slight complication from some wisdom teeth surgery. It's just discarded pack in the grass catches your eye. You discover the grassy lawn of Parth Galen beneath Amon Hen. And these guys are right on the front line here. Oh, interesting. The discarded pack, the breaking of the Fellowship. Here we go. Oh, owning a house in the neighborhood gives you a discount to the vendors. I didn't know that.
Something happened to our mutual friends. The signs of it are everywhere in the East Wall. But did the danger come from without their number? Or within?
I keep forgetting. Nope. I keep forgetting the... whatever. The command for... resetting the UI. Just want to get these out of the... There we go. Decline. So I'm Boromir. You know what? No, this is actually really irritating. Okay. Load. LOTRO. Nope. LOTRO. UI. UI layout. What did I put? It doesn't matter. U/UI layout load. There we go. I understand, Boromir, but you know the words of Gandalf. Though there be strength in Minas Tirith, it is not strength that will avail us in the matter of Frodo's burden. If this were a contest that could be won by strength of arms, I would readily agree to go at once to your city, but I fear it is not. When Frodo returns, he will give us his decision, and we will do what we can to support him, will we not? Yeah, Aragorn does not understand my city's need the ring to survive. I believe we should go to Minas Tirith. If it came to a vote, that would be my decision. You've told us of the enemy's desire to destroy Minas Tirith, and I think that is where we are most needed. But I will stand with Frodo, whatever his decision. Okay, Elf is a valuable companion, but his arrows are nothing compared to the power of the ring. True. So let's go find Frodo now and convince him, which I think is... maybe the other part of, like we were playing Frodo last time. The other halfling, that halfling, Frodo's servant, I don't even know their names. That's pretty good. Okay, he wandered somewhere to the northwest. Am I going northwest? There we go. You have found Frodo, but he has not seen you yet. You're very kind, Boromir, but I have seen no danger. If there are orcs about, they must remain on the other side of the river. I have simply been walking and thinking about what I must do, but it's not an easy decision to make. I know what I must do, but I'm afraid. Frodo has not made his decision. Perhaps he can be convinced. I know Minas Tirith is endangered, but I cannot bring the ring there. You heard what Gandalf said at the council in Elrond. My road lies to the east, and to the fire. The ring cannot save Gondor. Its only power is the power to destroy. He's not listening. Elves and wizards have already filled his head with nonsense. Boromir, it's my burden, and I will not give it to you. You're not yourself. The ring has influenced your words. Do not let it influence your actions as well. I have nothing more to say to you. He is a fool. He will doom us all. He will give the ring to Sauron. Boromir, no. The ring cannot save Gondor. It must be destroyed. Boromir, no, do not do this. Ooh. No, the fool. He has doomed us all. Okay, search, we're looking for the sneaking hobbit. He put the ring on and took off, so now we gotta see if we can track him. Show yourself, villain. Where's the ring? He's not here. Where's the ring? Pox on all hobbits. Where's this cowardly creature? I guess he might not know what the ring can do. Frodo is gone. You should return to the campsite. The anger passes like a sudden storm. Alright, so now I've got to wait to see if Frodo will forgive my outburst. Frodo's nowhere to be seen. Boromir, what have you done? We must divide into pairs and carefully. No, wait, come back. Frodo! So they just take off. It's interesting to get that from the other side, I guess. I was going to say, does Boromir know what the power of the ring is? Like, does he know you go invisible? I know Aragorn probably does because he saw them do it at the Prancing Pony, maybe? All right. So that was Book 7, Chapter 8. Follow tracks to the Dead Orc Glade and experience the session Horn of Gondor. Okay.
My name is Rodwin, and I am a champion of Gondor and an adventurer for hire.
Okay, we lost Cullen not long after leaving Caer Andros. He was a minstrel. Probably going to be looking for more lost people. Shortened account. Okay, the Fellowship of the Ring is broken. It's too late for Boromir of Gondor to make up for the madness that seized him. Desperate to save the hobbits from death, he fights the ferocious Uruks of the White Hand with the last of his strength.
Yes? Are you here to help us?
Well, we'll see how much help you can be. We ran into trouble not long after Care Andros.
I need everyone to be ready before we can rescue our captive guardian.
I'll grab these just in case it's like...
My name is Kufaron.
Kill hounds.
And I am a hunter of great skill. Ask anyone.
Let's get this going.
Greetings, friend of the Rohirrim.
Well met, friend.
Swim out to
My
the
name is
Tindrak.
Ramdir, and I am a warden of Minas Ithil.
Should be more people to talk to, and I'm not too... There's an Uruk archer literally right there. Where's Tindrak? Sandy footprints lead down to the water. I'm sort of losing... Secure the beach. So they want me to go to the... So let's go back to the... Just sort of knowing the series of events. Let's go to the dead orc glade, because I think that's where they want us to go first. I don't know if there's a faster way to do this. Oh man, you know, again, there's no reason why this should have just stopped. I assume that was like a loading point for something. Right, because I came back. Decline. Decline. Okay. So I'm not sure what's going on. We've got, like, the ring is here. This is the Dead Orc Glade. Dark stain discolors the bark of a solitary oak at the outskirts of a glade filled with the bodies of dead orcs. Sight of blood is unmistakable, but whose blood was it, and where did the warrior go?
If you come any closer, I will.
Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm just trying to... Okay, so I wonder if I screwed something up here. So this is the shortened account. The tome contains a shortened account of someone else's perspective. So, like, if you want to skip the cutscenes, like, did I just screw this up? That's what I'm kind of curious about. By doing stuff out of order. Talk to Corodon in the Shadow of Argonath. What is a captive friend? Oh, okay, so captive friend, that's one of the people I need to get the quests from. That's okay, that's what that was. So let's Expedition to the East Wall is one, so let's just quickly zoom back. So that's disappointing. If there was a cutscene there that I missed, that's a little disappointing.
Very good. An enemy of the orcs is a friend of mine.
Orc searchers again, just in case we're out there killing people anyway.
Let me see the arrows you have collected. Is it possible for the various tribes of Orc and Uruk to work together, as men do? Interesting.
Say there's no body near the tree and no trail of blood leading from the base of the oak anywhere nearby. It seems to me that our unknown warrior must have rested at the base of that tree after slaying the orcs in that glade. One thing still puzzles me. Where did our mystery warrior go after his great deed? If he succumbed to his wounds, his body would remain by the tree. Did he survive, or did he have friends to bear his body away? We may never know.
You found...
Oh, you forgot to say the horse. Okay, yeah, like I was about to say, here, let me... Yeah. Did I? Oh, I thought that was clear. I am Rodwolf, noted horse master and saddle trainer of Harpwick. My best friend's a horse. Okay, so that, yeah, it's not like I misunderstood. He just never said they were horses. Okay, so I'm not...
You found my friends.
Entirely crazy. Okay, they found their way back. That's great.
It is my duty to see
find
to the
fallen
needs of our
saddlebags.
horses.
Find the waterfall mentioned.
Look at these things.
Throw the orc bows on the campfire. Already in use. There we go.
Even the smoke of the burning smells foul. I have been
Find the
known
orc
to
that
lose
escaped
my
with
temper on
Ult.
occasion.
Ultlak's
It is
prized
true.
arrow. Okay, again, if we're out there anyway. The main thing is Book 7, Chapter 8 is way up to the northeast, so let's start heading that way. This is crazy. You know what? We're here anyway. Yep, not allowed. I know. This is... Now, do the orc searchers also count for the 4? Oh no, that's just we have to defeat 4 orc searchers. Okay. This is... Collect a bladder of grog from an Uruk. You defeated them. Archers. Got it. Okay. Yeah, let's get back on the road. Let's head toward the Argonath. And keep the book quest going just to make sure. What's the yellow quest? Dogs of Evil. Okay. We're supposed to kill, what was it, 6? Am I not? Oh, because again, I switched characters, so it resets everything. There we go. So it's telling me there's something here in this base, but is it just defeating... Above his station, what's that? Find an orc wielding a stolen sword. Okay. I don't know if there's real players that, like, does running around and strafing, does any of that actually do anything in game? I see like real players do it all the time, like they're constantly on the move. Is it just any? It feels like it would be a certain orc. I'm kind of looking for like orc captain, orc something. I'm assuming it's not just random schmo orc. Oop. And the reason why I was going into like, oh, maybe I screwed up the cutscene. I'm really disappointed in that because I bet one of those cutscenes was, boring. Like, that's why there's that pile of dead orcs there. It's probably his blood on a tree, and if it's just now cut short because I clicked on the footprints looking for the fourth person to talk to for, I didn't even click on him, I don't think. I think they just walked by him. Maybe I did click, but it's just like, I would hate to have missed that cutscene. And that's never been a thing in the game before that I can recall. The idea of like, you just read this thing, you don't have to actually do the cutscene, which I appreciate for replays, like if it was on my third character, which I guess technically I'm on my second character, I just don't recall. My health is not in great shape, so the lag coming in here while I'm trying to heal has some potential to screw things up pretty badly. Not gonna lie, I assumed whoever had the sword was gonna be right in here. Man, this is unreal. I know I keep saying it over and over, but every time it... Is there more up top? Am I missing a second part of this camp? Alright, I think I need to worry about this at a time when this is not, early orc. That's gonna be it. Okay. Can I sneak by because I'm ambush? Careful step. There we go. Let's get on. Deed bestowed. Okay. Okay, let's assume I need to hook around. Trying to figure out how to get to the... So I'm assuming I have to go around these hills and then... Is it even possible to get around these hills? Let's try going up this embankment here. I mean, I guess I could just mithril coin it, but I'm curious to see where it wants me to go, and if I can actually get there. Reduced awareness. What is your awareness? It's been reduced. In order to help reduce the processing load on the server. Okay, so that's it. They're just saying straight up, like, yeah, stuff's happening server end. I wonder what that means. Like, maybe enemies are more local. Now, interestingly enough, was that the base I was just in? Alright, screw this. I'm just running for it to get out of here. See if I survive. I'm gonna drag everybody with me here. Or I guess I could do that, you know, the The one, let's just try it. It's this one. 4. Let's see if I live long enough to pull it off and the lag doesn't kill me. Is it? He gets health from... Maybe not everybody. Harms everybody. I thought it got health from everybody, so it was sort of scaled up. No, that's not going to work. This isn't helping. Oh, duh, it's the camp.
It is a sad tale you weave.
The burden our mutual friends bear caused some amount of discord among them, and they were splintered. It seems from the signs that you read that one or more of them repented of their deeds and sought to repair the divide when the orcs appeared. One halfling stayed clear of the fighting, and it seems another joined him. They did not cross the river by themselves. I cannot come up with another explanation. The two of them have now left the east wall, heading east, and you know the identity of these two. Can it be anyone but the bearer of the great burden and his loyal servant? Only Galadriel can hope to see them now. I am uncertain of the path of the rest of the company, but my own reading of the signs has shown me something that seems fairly clear. 3 of the company have left for Rohan, on foot. I believe they pursue the other 2 halflings of the company.
We should go to Mansig's encampment to speak with Ingild.
Orn and Nana went to the camp of that Framric spoke of, led by Rohirrim named Mansig. We've been there. His encampment is located on the border of the East Wall and the Norcrofts. They were going to speak with a man there named Ingild, who claims to have seen something of interest. You should speak with this man now and see what he knows. I'll come as well. We're going to choose one. That's the heavy, so it can't do that. That's medium 160. That's a nice bump. 160. This is more of a vitality. This is more critical rating and finesse. So this would probably be more damage output. We're going to go with vitality every time. I guess we can't accept this now, but... So yeah, I apologize. I may have screwed up being able to see some of these moments in cutscenes or instances, which I very much would have liked to experience. And I wasn't fully aware of what the shortened account things would do. Did it work? I mean, it's doing something. Nope, don't. need one more of those hounds. You know what? I'm just going to do this. If it registers. There we go. Alright, so here we are. We're back in this town, ready to talk to Mansig. Little spoiler alert. I restarted the game. I'm hoping this is going to take care of some of the lag we were experiencing because it was brutal. So let me just take care of this, that, this, open silver for free. Received a gift from Wido Boffin, 3 Daleman's crams. Okay, what does it do? Okay. I don't care. How's my woof? I was about to say, how's that doing? It's doing rough. What's this? So I guess we got a couple of virtue. I don't even know what virtue I'm working on at the moment. Is that on my character sheet? Dun dun dun. I don't think it is. System crafting, social deed, quest, character. That's what I just opened. Perfect. Traits. Probably have one to spend. Shield gambit. Shield is... Probably damage over time, critical chance. Cauterizing steel. Now I think cauterizing steel is javelin shield, like you do it up to 5. I think that's what that is. What are these? Ready blade, increases critical defense. Redirect. Damage reduction. Enhances the strength of your morale taps. Yeah, bump that up, just general. And then I think this is what I'm doing. What am I working on at the moment? Earning for justice. Okay, so let's just burn this. That was a good one. All right. I think I have another one here. Let's just bump that up. Do I have any others? Yes, I do. That might get me to the next level. Gets me a little more morale. If you can see, I went from 6,019 to 6,025. Again, in my intensely simpleton min-maxing, that's a win. There's another one. There's another one. I guess I haven't been paying attention to the garbage you get with those silver and gold boxes, because I seem to have quite a few of these taking up space. You know, this is stupid. There's a way to sort your items. Now, these things you need boxes, so I'm going to get rid of them. Not boxes, you need keys that you can collect or buy. And I know this is coming from a place of privilege, but I'm not going to engage in that mechanic because VIP status, that doesn't matter that much. I don't know if VIP status, but like I feel like if you're doing the free-to-play, maybe all the little things matter so you can do things quicker or, you know, whatever, but... Or if you're like paying a monthly subscription, same thing, like you want to get the most out of it because I'm lucky enough to be set. This thing, okay, so I'm done with that. What is my... stuff here that I just don't know. Oh, interesting. So, applied on removal if in combat. Can you actually remove things? Okay. So, now that we've done a little bookkeeping...
I do not need to know what they were looking for to be glad they have not found it.
Keep aiding my men. What's good for Rohan is good for people... all the people of this land. Yeah, so I have a bunch of quests that I was banging out. Side stuff.
I will hold on to the sword for now.
That was the guy who said go find the stolen sword who was in the...
Because I did not.
Chunky orc. Ingild is... Okay, so this is... So, I think I screwed up.
A party of Uruks fled from the east wall of the Norcrofts on foot.
I feel like I screwed up some instances that I genuinely would have liked to have seen. I do not know anything about that Dunlending girl, but Horn is one of my people, and I trust him. I will tell you what I told him. A party of Uruks have fled from the east wall on foot into the Norcrofts. If you go to the ridge west of here, you might be able to look over the plains and see where they went. West. Get this going again since it... Let's see, I think I have... I think I'm gonna need to pop this guy. Here's the first combat, gives us an idea of like the lag. Yeah, so far, much better. It's actually... Let me just see if the cauterizing steel is that. There you go, yeah. So you had the one trait I could do, which would, I think, give me some healing on cauterizing steel. Yeah, I wonder what was going on yesterday, and I wonder how you, like, solve those things. I know, like, every Wednesday, or I think it's Wednesday, you know, they take the game down and they... Can I do it here? You know, and they do their weekly, you know, upkeep. Okay, here we go. Peer out over the plains and see a far-off dust cloud. Okay, so now we need to hop down here. I'm sure these are going to be Nauna.
It is strange to look out over the plains of my home. And no, I am not welcome there.
Yeah, I don't think we've been, there at all. It's strange to look out over the beloved fields of my home and know that I am not welcome there. Let me bump this up again. It's your duty to follow the rumor of your friends, and it's my desire to help you do it. So I will follow you if you must pass into Rohan. Corodan tells me that the Uruks are likely pursued by an elf, a dwarf, and a man. And though the tracks are faint and hard to read, I trust his instincts and his tracking skills. They would need to be incomparable hunters themselves to catch the Uruks if they did not depart immediately. And it seems they did not. and we are leaving well after both groups, so heed this warning. We will have no hope of catching up with the Uruks that fled the East Wall without war steeds of our own. We should speak with Mansink about acquiring such steeds.
Horn is an unusual man. I will keep an eye on him for you.
Sexual tension! Looking at the rolling fields and plains of the horse lords, they were meant for my people, but they were taken from us, known as scowls, but then her expression softens. Horn and I hunted for signs of your friends while you were at Parth Galen. He is not like the rest of the horse lords. If he wishes to go into Rohan, a land from which he is exiled, I will do so without complaint. See how much he risks for the cause of strangers? He's a most unusual man. I'll keep an eye on him for you. Really? Oh, I thought it was... somebody down below just tossed an arrow at me or something. Okay, let's finish this up by talking to Corydon.
The last time I traveled south, orcs were gathering on the river bank.
A group of Uruks passed this way. The signs are clear about that much at least. They trampled grass underfoot and kicked aside stones with little care for where they placed their booted feet. They were in a hurry, and they held captives, 2 halflings whose identities I think we both know. The Uruks are right to worry, for their run took them into Rohan, and they are several days ahead of us, and I feel mere hours ahead of their pursuers. For they were pursued by 3 of our mutual friends, I think. But why? Did the Uruks think they had captured something more than captives? We must follow them. If we can lend our aid to the captives or the pursuers, we must do so. But we will need war steeds if we are to have any hope of catching them on the great plains of Rohan. Now you might be thinking to yourself, war steeds? That sounds awesome. Fuck yeah. It is not that. It is... I warned you in a previous session that I would turn into a giant whiny bitch when it came to this stuff. And cue all of the gifts of it's happening, because we are getting close to that, and it will be a miserable, filthy experience on my part. I will not maintain my dignity. In fact, I refuse. Do we have to talk to Mansig? Oh, there he is. Okay.
You have urgent business within Rohan?
It's not for me to ask questions. None of my people are suspicious of outsiders, and you travel with 2. So I want the one that's going to boost up my vitality. Take the herd helm. Well, that's not a promising sign. There we go.
Some of my men are returning to the Wold. You are welcome to go with them.
All right, let's get this helmet going. We've got 6,025. 6,165. Okay. I thought the lag was better, but I'm starting to get a little bit nervous here. The 4 of you will need war steeds if you're to have any hope of making good time on the plains of Rohan. Some of my men are returning to the Wold. You're welcome to go with them, if you like. Help my people at Langhold and Harwick, and you can have the war steeds you need.
If we are to cross the plains of Rohan with any speed, we will need war steeds of our own.
So where are we now? We are in the Wold, which I don't believe we've been to before. This is not good.
You have need of war steeds. Perhaps I can help you.
Welcome to the Wold. You have need of war steeds. Perhaps I can help you.
You will need war steeds for yourself and your companions.
We face difficult times not just in Langhold, but throughout all of the Wold as well. Theoden King has left those of us in the Wold without much support. I do not blame him. Rumor tells of great armies marshalling in the west, and we are spread too thin over too wide an area. If you desire to travel across the kingdom of Rohan, you will need war steeds for yourself and your companions. There are 2 things you will need to accomplish in order to obtain this privilege of such steeds. First, help in the support of Langhold. Once the city has been made safe, travel south along the road to Harwick, and you will be instructed in the skills necessary to safely and swiftly ride a war steed. So now, I will say this, like, I haven't done this since it basically first came out. Maybe they've refined it, maybe they've tweaked it. It's hard to say. What news have you of the Wold? Things have been relatively quiet of late.
Our mission is dire.
I hear rumors of brigands in these parts. Brigands are ever a plague in the Wold, pillaging the farmlands and harassing travelers upon the roads. We banish them across the river whenever they dare to rise up, but they always return ere long. We have driven them back lately, so it'll be long before they dare to bother us again. They are no true threat against the might of the Rohirrim, so worry not. You're safe here in Langhold. Let's see what the other one is.
What brings you to these lands?
I hear that Easterlings are a great threat. Easterlings are ever the true threat in the Wold, for they cross the river from their hard lands to the east. The South Undeep is our most vulnerable point. We have built 4 watchtowers to keep our eyes along the river. They are ready to fly to Langhold with a call for reinforcements at a moment's notice, but we send a rider to patrol the towers once a week regardless.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Okay, so we need to receive the formal welcome of Thane. So one thing to notice is that we finished book 7. That's the end of the book. What I might do really quickly is this session as a whole, I think is going to be a decent amount of time. But I'm going to zip around a little bit, hand these quests in. I don't know how much it's going to send us back to the East Wall after the fact. So just want to hand these in. It might be enough to get us to 77.
You
maybe
have
not,
returned
but
to compare notes with a master hunter. I saw the orcs building a barricade. I will bring you there.
I'm going to decline this one because it's going to make me automatically travel, and mostly I'm just trying to hand stuff in. Swum out into and discover the Tindrock. What is it, a drowned orc? It seems that orcs have tried and failed to scale the Tindrock. Okay. Again, just zipping around real quick.
You say the orcs have not managed to climb the Tindrock. There is a massive orc presence on Amon Hen.
Let's skip the... Pardon me, let me just in case, let me take these...
There is a massive orc presence on Amon Hen.
Ones that aren't going to make me automatically travel. Just in case we come back, I can, like, uncheck them.
Shortly after we arrived in the East Wall, I lost my prized sword to the orcs.
This is really...
I saw the orcs building a barricade.
We're going to hold off on this.
I will bring you there.
Bodies of Uruks litter the ground of this glade, the site of a recent battle. Where is this objective? Is it right there?
Give it. Give it here.
There we go. 77, very nice.
You want to know what happened here?
I was lying here, cut down in battle and left for dead, and an orc came running by. And he just reached down and stole my purse of gold. I was too hurt to keep him from taking it. A pox on the maggot-faced slime. You track him down, man. He ran off to the southeast. You'd want to find high ground. You'll know him by the scavenged and mismatched armor he wears. Get my gold back. Only then will I tell you what happened here. Again, I mentioned a few times, the main warden I was running initially is a level 86. So once Black Lodge hits that number, I will make Black Lodge my official. So I'm looking for somebody with mismatched armor. I was hoping he's got a bit of a unique name to help me figure out who it is. Now it's interesting, like the actual combat so far has not been too bad. It's really the choosing quests and stuff. It's telling me he's right down below. So let's shatter some femurs. Distinct, there we go. Looks like he's a signature. Yeah, so I should be a little more careful, I guess. Okay, there's delay in the combat inputs as well. Definitely not quite as bad yet. So it does seem like restarting the game helped a little bit, but doesn't seem to have solved it. Alright, let's just zip back.
Zerluk can reach even from the grave for its vengeance.
Zerluk's laughter is interrupted by a fit of coughing, but he does not seem to mind. It feels good to have my gold again. No one steals from me, and lives, even if I must get vermin like you to carry out my will. But you wanted to hear the tale of what happened at this place, and now I will tell it to you.
This is the tale, and may it rot your innards slowly.
If you are a friend to he who decorated this glade, it will bring you no comfort. Zerluk bares his teeth in a grin. I was with Ugluk's company of Isengarders, and my orders were to capture the halflings, alive, unspoiled, and unsearched. I asked no questions, and no one with sense would have either. Orders were orders. We found two of the little worms. They bit, they did, and stabbed us with sharp knives, killed some of us not far from here, but some of the boys picked them up and they struggled, but they had no strength. We made it to this glade when Zerluk's body is racked by another fit of coughing.
We had to fight.
Once his coughing subsides, he continues with his account. He came charging out of the trees, a man possessed, his sword whirling around him in a wide arc. We had to fight. He killed many of us, and we had to retreat. We doubled back on him as he made his way down the hill, and in the company of many archers. Zerluk's laughter bubbles out of him noisily. He gave me this gash across my belly, and I fell here. I pretended to be dead. The warrior did not last much longer than that. He was still alive when his friends arrived, but Zerluk's breath has gone ragged, but he still has enough life to look up at you slyly. Wheeze. So you wonder why I'm just standing here. I actually did... There we go.
Had friends. A man, an elf, and a dwarf.
They arrived too late to save him. They were preparing to carry the warrior away when... Zerluk grins. When Ugluk's boy circled around and slew them all, the elf loosed all of his hours, see them all around, and then the dwarf killed many, but it was no use. They joined their friend in death. This is my tale, now leave me to die. I am content. Now we know that's not true. We're just bouncing around. Whoop, right up in his biz.
You say you have found the owner of the blade. How do you know? What did you find?
Scene of the glade with... Okay. Alright, current quest, a reunion.
You found my sword!
Well, that was easy. Did I already have it? Pointless flight. Find the orc. Again, this is a stupid way to spend all this stuff. I'm just bouncing around. I need to bring that arrow to Utlak. Not sure where Utlak is.
You say the orc died in front of a cave entrance? We don't know what might lie within that cave.
Let's see. Climb.
Wanted to get there.
Probably not going to be able to do those. Gap of Rohan. Probably don't need. Let's cancel that one. East wall. We're looking slopes of Emon Hen. Just see where that is. Way down there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. So now it's just what we've got going on in... I think I'm going to cancel these. Okay. So we've got, let's see, East Wall. We've got Epic Volume 3, Book 8, Into the Rittermark. That's going to be what we're going to start next time. So for now, let's do one last coin to get us back to the Rittermark where we need to do Volume 3, Book 8. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm going to stand on your table with my junk in your face while you try to eat. Okay, what can you tell me about the Langhold?
Your aid is welcome, friend.
Langhold is a watchful city holding the north border of eastern Rohan against any and all enemies. That would strike us from the Great River. We protect many farms and also keep vigilant watch upon the Great River from our many defense outposts. Thank you. I hear rumors of brigands in these parts.
Friend of the Rohirrim.
Brigands are ever a plague upon the Wald, pillaging the farmlands and harassing travelers upon the roads. We banish them across the river whenever they dare to rise up, but they always return ere long. We have driven them back lately, so it'll be long before they dare to bother us again. They are no true threat against the might of the Rohirrim, so worry not. You're safe here in Langhold. And I think there was one more.
Your
the Easterlings.
aid is welcome, friend.
Easterlings are ever the true threat in the wold. I feel like it's sort of repeating the same. So let's just, while I'm standing here on his table.
Greetings, friend of the Rohirrim.
The famous wandering warden. Your reputation precedes you. I bid you welcome to Langhold. I'm sure you will find plenty to keep you busy here, for we are often beset by ruffians and wild creatures. Alright, let's just see what...
Welcome. Stay a moment and speak with me.
My wife Killen has a better temperament for welcoming guests to Langhold than I. I would sooner bid you to go find your own food, but my dear wife upholds the customs of Rohan. She has grace, despite agreeing to tolerate my bad behavior for so many long years. Killen will give you the welcome you deserve as an honored guest in our city. Okay. She's right there. So what we're going to do, again, I really like the detail, the art design, art direction. My husband is the Thane. Let's see, you seem more traditional than your husband.
Our mission is dire.
My parents taught me to value kind friends and guests, for my father survived a deadly encounter with foes thanks to the kindness of a tall stranger passing by. A ranger who did not look trustworthy but proved himself otherwise. The old customs are important to me. Friends of our city should be hailed as such, for it's important to mark friends from enemies. And she had one more bit of flavor text. Do you think Langhold is safe from enemies?
Our mission is dire.
I'm a cautious woman. It's my nature. I prefer to see the signs for myself and not to trust hope. Not to trust to hope. Sometimes I go about my days without fear, other times I sense threat, but thus far, Uhtred has kept our city safe from brigands and Easterlings. Now her quest.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Ah, the traveler from Stangard. You must be weary from your long road. Do not mind my husband. He's an unceremonious man, but he is a good Thane, and still strong. Come, let us drink together and share a meal. This custom is a pledge of honor from us that you will be safe from all harm in Langhold. It is a pledge on your part also. While here, you must respect our ways and cause no harm, and stir no trouble. Will you perform this gesture of goodwill? Killen bids you welcome on condition of your goodwill, so please accept our hospitality, friend of the mark. You have broken bread at the table of the Thane. You have shotgunned a 40 at the table of the Thane. You've tasted mead. Bow to Killen and thank her for her hospitality. Or do I have to... I bid you welcome, friend of Langhold. There we go.
Welcome and well met, my friend.
You have my wife's approval, eh? Do you? Good. Good. She's a gentle soul and she loves the old customs. I suppose there's no harm in them, especially if they make our guests behave themselves while they stay here. Now you are free to roam about and do as you please. Do not let me keep you. Uhtred bids you to leave and find your own matter of entertainment in town. Okay, now that you are a guest, find a task or errand in Langhold. And I think that's where we'll leave it. We finished Volume 3, Book 7. We encountered some pretty gnarly lag that seems to have reared its ugly head a bit here in this last little coda to the session. Gained a level. Actually made decent progress to level 78. Looks like we're roughly 25% of the way there, if I can accurately read the little... I don't know if you can see them in the stream. There's a little line right there and a little line right there. I don't know if that's like a 25% measure or if it's something else. Anyway, we've almost gotten to that first line, so that's not bad. And we'll pick this up next time. And next time, again, I cannot warn you enough. Like, I will probably be a giant little wimp. Man, this lag. So I'm trying to move around and it's not registering anything. Okay. It's going to be ugly. I'm not going to be proud, but you're going to get every glorious moment of it because I genuinely hate the War Steeds. So that's what we have to look forward to. Thanks again to everybody checking this out. If you're watching this, you found our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe if this is your thing. Obviously, the main thing that we do is we're a tabletop RPG actual play podcast. By the time this has gone up, we've done some Hostile Solo. We've done some Rosewood Abbey. Who knows what else has come up in the meantime. There's audio versions of that stuff in our RPG discussion podcast. If you search for Black Lodge Trivia Night wherever you get your audio, we should show up. Leave reviews there as well if you like. Subscribe. But otherwise, we appreciate everybody who checks this out, and we will definitely be back for more Lord of the Rings Online. We'll be back for more Tainted Grail on the CRPG front. And hopefully, yeah, we can get a little bit steadier on our actual play schedule now that summer is starting to wind to a close. So, thanks again, and take care. Bye-bye.